He found me in Thailand, and he came in and he was in the back office. He'll tell you a little bit of that. And but he was very proactive, very helpful. We became buddies, we became friends. I don't know whether it's because we shared names. We still have an argument who took whose name and who is supposed to return whose name. We have not yet decided on that one. But we struck it off, and we've been working together for many, many years. We've seen a lot of success together. And what is exciting is that now he's at the helm of the company as far as field development is concerned. He's the one steering this East African ship to great, great heights. For many years, he had many good ideas of how this ship should be steered before he got the position. And now he has gotten the position. Already we are seeing a big, big difference in East Africa in your life in a positive way. And there's a lot of growth happening in your life East Africa. And he's championing it and he's pushing it forward. And I can tell you one thing for free. If you listen to Fred and if you write down everything he says today and you put it to action, your business will never be the same again. And that has been the case for many people in East Africa. Tanzania is a case in point. There are people in Uganda who can testify the same. There are people in Kenya who are testifying the same thing. So if that has happened to them, it can also happen to you. So without further ado, Karibu, Fred.
Well, thank you so much, Fred, and this incredible team. One, for the opportunity of talking to you this early, and really want to start by thanking Jackie for that awesome prayer, short and was also very profound in what she was petitioning God to do for us this morning. So, Jackie, thank you so much, and Fred, thank you so much for the invite to talk to this incredible team once again. And I believe today, 17th of May 2025, you are taking up a choice to wake up so early for this session is not going to be in vain. And I know that the team that Fred has assembled here is a team that is just going to go places. And just to tell you a little bit of that when you are talking to Fred and trying to figure out, because he's somebody we've shared a lot of ideas as well over the years as to where we want to take our business from a point to another point. And he told me, Fred, the team that I'm going to bring to you this early in the morning, and it's important to hear it from me, that is not just a team of senior managers, and it's not just a team of maybe special invitation of managers who are doing an incredible job, but he told me that the leaders that I'm going to bring on this page are people that on this call are persons that are ready to grow and ready to take this business, not just to directors, not just to emerald directors, but these are leaders that are ready and have been ready to take this business to a world team member. So if maybe you're on this call and maybe your dream was just maybe to take the next step to executive manager, or if you are a manager to take it to a senior manager, I would like you to have the boldness today of just maybe if you are a manager, you write senior manager, and I would like you to cancel that, because from your leader, he believes that the journey that we are starting today, and we're going to make it either a twice a month activity or a once a month activity, then it has nothing to do with your next step. And if you're a senior manager today, and your goal was just to be a senior manager, I would like you to write a senior manager, and I would like to challenge you to cancel it today. If you are a senior manager and your goal is just to become a director, an executive manager rather, I would like you to write your 2000, but I would like you to cancel it, because today we're going to talk about what it will take for you to think bigger and to think, in fact, to have a big mindset of taking this business to the level where I'm going to discuss about it. So if you are today, you wanted just to become an executive manager, I would like you to also be bold and have strong faith and just write executive manager and you cancel it. And if your goal was just to become a director doing 4,000, I would like you to write the 4,000, and I would also challenge you to cancel it, because today we are going to talk bigger, and we're also going to dream bigger, and we're going to think about bigger results. And in fact, from today, we're not just going to think about bigger results, think bigger, but we're also going to think bigger and faster, because we are on an acceleration mode, and this business is just restarting for each one of us. So I would like you to write, if you are now talking about 4,000, you've canceled it. And I would like you to write 6,000 PVs. And I would like you to put a tick. And I would like you below the 6,000 PVs, each one of you is writing, I would like you to write below there equals to 120,000 Kenya shillings. And then just after the 6,000, I would like you to also put a mark of 10,000 PVs. And I would like you to say, this is what Jackie has prayed for. This is the direction that each one of us would want to go. And I believe without a doubt that we are going to do an incredible business moving forward. And just a second, just to show you something that I put here. Today, I would like you, Fred, if you can see this paper, please just give me a shout.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. Okay, so team, what are we talking about today? So today, I would like us to write a point here, because today we're going to make it short and clear. And I would like us to, because Fred has indicated this is a team that is going to do incredible things. It's not just a team of managers and senior managers. This is a team that is going to head to greatness. I would like us to make it very simple and say, we're starting from a point A today. And point A, I would like you to write 1,000 PVs. And then from here, I would like you to write, at the end of the day, I would like you to write 6,000 PVs. And I would like you to write below there, it's 120,000 Kenya shillings. But also, as you know, this business is about steps, growing from this step to this step. I would like you at the middle here, I would like you to write 2,000 to 3,000 PVs, and that is our first stop. And I would like you also to write 20,000 Kenya shillings to 50,000 Kenya shillings, because that is the point that I would like us to attack. So if you have written that, and I know some of us are directors or are executive managers who are already at those points, I would like you to look at it at a new starting point, building a new team, so that all of us start from the same level of building this business. The question therefore is, are we all ready to build this kind of business that will show us that indeed we are progressing from point A to point B? Based on what your leader told me that we were going to, that the possibility that he sees in each one of you, then it is important for us to remember, who are we? From what Fred told me, that indeed why he believes in each one of you is because the very name that you carry, and there is so much in a name than just what we are called. When our parents were giving us names, possibly they had reasons as to why they were giving us that a name, as value, something attached to it. Who are you? Let me remind us that we are the Conquerors International Team. And what we do, we conquer whatever it is that comes our way, our goals, our target, our activity has everything to do with conquerors because we become champions. And that is in line with the Fred thinking, and the name behind it is just in line with what one writer who is well known by the name Dale Carnegie. He said that we all have possibilities we did not know about, and we can do things that we did not even dream we can do. And I carry the same thought this morning. I believe the kind of knowledge and experience you have, you can do things that are bigger, in fact, are bigger than you ever imagined you can do. And I know in addition to the Conquerors team, we have different teams in this group, but I would want to just thrive in that because I believe we're heading to greatness. So the question, therefore, is today I'm going to make it short and clear. And I also have a surprise for you by the time I conclude this meeting. We move talking about a business of moving from point A to point B. And this point A where we are today, I would like you to look at it as if you are on a safari and you are heading to Mombasa for a leadership school, and you're just starting from a point A where you are, and you are on your journey to Mombasa. And at the middle here where we've written the 2,000 to 3,000, I would like you to imagine yourself being at Mutito Ande. And Mutito Ande, we know, is the center of our journey to Mombasa. And that is where you stop, you refreshen yourself. You maybe, if you're driving, to look at the condition of your vehicle. And then from there, you cruise all the way to Mombasa. And of course, before you get to Mombasa, you get to Voi, and that will be possibly your 4,000 PVs to 5,000 PVs. But today, we're not going to talk about 4,000 or 5,000 because we are on a move that is unstoppable. So then the question, team, because if we have it very clear in your minds, what do we need to do so that we can move from point A to point B and achieve the target that we're talking about? Because remember, we're thinking big, we're thinking bigger, and we're thinking faster, and we're activating a mindset of greatness, of a conqueror's mindset, so that we can move from where we are to the next level. Well, for us to move from point A to point B, I also want to make it simple. I'm going to talk about three things that I believe, and then the next meeting, I'm going to talk about three additional things that I think we need to do so that it becomes clear on how what we need to do is actually the target that we have already set. The question we are now attacking is how do we progress from where we are? Because I believe enough is enough. And if you're already tired of where you are today, that is why we said you need to cancel where you are now. And we said, senior manager, please cancel, that is not your portion. An executive manager, please cancel because that is not your portion. A 3,000 business, that is not your portion. A 4,000 business, that is not your portion. Your portion starts by seeing the bigger picture of the compensation plan, and that is from 6,000, which equals to 120,000 plus, plus, plus. And that is where we are heading. And please, team, I would like you to write there is no turning back. Because if we can believe it, we can do it. And that is what I personally believe we can do it. So how do we progress? The point number one, for us to progress, we need to have a strong business structure. And what is a strong business structure? A strong business structure, I'm simply talking about your organization. Your organization that you have, and let's say Fred, and indeed Fred Gishuki is a sponsor. Let's say Fred has sponsored Jackie has sponsored Rosemary has sponsored Charles has sponsored Saida has sponsored Bernice, plus, plus, plus. That becomes Fred's organization. So what kind of organization should you have that will help you to move from where you are to the next level? Well, a strong business structure I'm talking about should be able to address two or three things. A strong business organization, one, I would like to say it is one that helps you to be consistent at your title and the activity that you're doing. So the question, therefore, we need to ask ourselves, what is this consistency that is going to help you to move from point A to point B, but reaching your middle ground, that is Mtito and Day, that is 2,000 to 3,000 PVs, which will give you an income of between 20 and 50,000 Kenya shillings. Consistency simply means once you become a manager, you're doing 500 PVs. It means you do 500 PVs consistently for 12 months, or you can only take it to 750, heading to 1,000, and that is the consistency we're talking about. If you're already a senior manager, consistency simply means you maintain your 1,000 mark consistently from January to December, or you take it to 1,500 to 20,000, you're moving to the next 10. But I would like to redefine consistency now for you. Consistency has nothing to do with Fred Gishuki as your leader. Consistency has to do with Fred as a world team member, helping the world team members below his team to be consistent, helping the Emerald directors below the Sapphire directors to be consistent, helping or working with the executive managers below the directors to be consistent, working with the senior manager at the lower levels to be consistent, and working with also the managers in his organization, whether they are the 10th levels, to be consistent, and ultimately working with them distributors who are doing 100 points, who are at the lowest point in his structure, to be consistent. And only then does consistency add value to Fred's business. So the question, therefore, I would like you to ask yourself, and I will use Jackie. Jackie will ask ourselves, how consistent are the people that are in my business? Am I helping Rosemary to be consistent at her title? Am I working with the person below Rosemary to be consistent as a senior manager, the below level as a senior manager, a distributor, and even those who are joining in my business? Consistency is everything in developing a strong business structure. And for us to move from point A to point B, first of all, getting to our middle ground, we must activate the consistency mode, no matter the matters. Now, what will trigger consistency? Well, if you want to be consistent in building a strong business structure, it takes you to the second point, which is increasing volume. So a strong business structure is one that helps you to be consistent, number one. And number two, a strong business structure is one that has been built and developed on increasing volume. Volume, what do I mean? Volume simply means you're not going to do what the compensation plan requires. The compensation plan says for somebody to participate in the plan, the people we bring into the business, they ought to do 100 personal points. Now, volume simply means for you to move from where you are to the next level, the people in our organization, we need to help them to do more than what the compensation plan entails them to do or requires them to do. What does that mean? It means if a new person joins the business, they are not going to do 34, they are going to do 100. But if they do 100 and we want them to benefit more in their business, then we need to activate the mindset of taking them from 100 to 150 to 250 to 300 as they head towards the 500 business. That is increase in volume. And let me start by telling you a secret. More volume equals to more money. Now, that is the secret. That is the value of increasing volume. What does that mean? If, for example, you are the upline and your downline is doing 100 points, they are earning maybe their profits and you are earning 20% or 25%. Let's assume all of us are directors because the movement we are starting today is taking us, all of us, to director. And if you are a director, you're going to increase another director business. That means it's taking you to 8,000 PVs to 10,000 PVs. So if you want to increase your income, you need to help your downlines also to increase their volume. What do I mean? A person, if you doing a 4,000 and maybe it is Jackie and Jackie is doing 100 points, Fred will get volume, yes. However, I'm just using that as an example. If Jackie does 150 points, the money that Fred gets or she gets by, if she works with her network, is more than what she gets by doing 100 points. Increasing volume means a manager is required to do 500 PVs. However, the money you earn or the money they earn is not on the 500 points. It means we need to get it to 750 because the money they get is 50% more than the person doing 500. That is a strong business structure. The money they get by doing 750 cannot compare to somebody doing 500 points. Look at your bonus statements. Even the money you get as a director for somebody doing 500 PVs below you and somebody doing 750 is 50% more. That is a secret of volume. As the business volume increases, the money increases, and therefore, your business expands from point A to point B. That means an increase in volume means all the senior managers we have, we're not going to sell to them 1,000 PVs because 1,000 PVs just gives them the basic amount of income. However, a senior manager doing 1,500 PVs is going to earn more money than a senior manager doing 1,000 PVs. Now, what does that do to you? Let's say, for example, you have two senior managers below you. They do 1,000, 1,000. You have 2,000 PVs. But change that to a senior manager doing 1,500, 1,500. That takes you to 3,000 PVs from the two senior managers. And now it activates an additional 5% of your bonus. And then you start to see how volume is so important in building a strong business. I said I'm going to talk about only 3 points that we need to carry home that is going to help us so that we can go out and rebuild for the remaining days of this month. And I believe each one of us here is going to add additional 1,000 person points, QPV, to their network if they just activate the things that we are talking about today. Remember, it is about consistency. And consistency has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with what the people below you are doing. The second point, we talked about volume. And volume, we said more volume equals to more money. And your business is going to grow because there is more volume. And remember again, volume comes from product movement. So the more product movement we have, and I'm not talking about personal 500, personal 1,000 PVs, I'm talking about a network of people, so many of them moving the 250, the 100, the 150, the 500 in your network, and then it generates more volume, and that volume generates more money, and that money creates a burst of excitement in your team, and then the team is growing. That is the mindset that we wanted to activate this morning. But what will trigger the increase in volume? What will trigger consistency in your team? A third point of trying to put into context a strong business structure is that we need to, it's a business that has been built deep and wide. And I will not go into a lot of discussion about what really that depth is so about. But I want also to make it simple. Today we said we're going to make it as simple as it can be, so that after this call, then you can sit with your upline and then you determine what activity should I engage in so that I can go and build the kind of business that is going to help me to move from point A to point B consistently, increasing volume, increasing the income of my success lines, and ultimately at the top there, the business also, your income increases, because as soon as you trigger downward motivation by the things we talked about, automatically a chain reaction is activated of an upward motivation, and that helps you to build a strong business structure. Now, what do I mean when I'm talking about depth? Building deep. What is the value of it? I would like also to make it simple. Building deep simply means your team is sponsoring. It has everything to do with team sponsoring. What do I have in mind? I've just drawn again an illustration here. And remember, we have said today we've cancelled all the other things we had in mind, and we're rebuilding another business of 6,000. So here yourself, if it's Jackie, you need to write your 6,000 PVs here out of your 10,000, because that's where we are heading. And that means when I talk about depth, I like illustrating just by Jackie showing or sponsoring maybe Rosemary, but also showing Rosemary to sponsor number 2, and also showing Rosemary to teach number 2 to sponsor number 3. And then as you teach, you show, you teach, then you duplicate yourself from the 3rd level, and then from there you start activating a development mode at the lower levels. And we're talking about all the way, not a distributor, but from a manager at the 5th level. And then you start to see the kind of business I'm talking about, because by the time it's getting to the 5th level, automatically number 1 is going to become a director or beyond that. So simple. We have us to move from point A to be consistent, to increase our volume, to move from where we are to the next level. Then we need to deliberately, we need to be so intentional about showing the people that we bring into the business so that they can go. You're showing them, and the team is sponsoring through the showing, the teaching, the duplication, and the development process, because the more leaders you develop at those lower levels, then your business moves from where it is to the next level. My last point is, for us to move from where we are, we also need to build wide. And let me tell you, width is where you get the legs. That is why we're building wide. And we're building wide because we know, just as in the case of a building, it has pillars that hold the building. And this business, it's not about just building one leg that is very strong, because we never progress. And if we're not careful, we start managing them so that they don't move from the other level, because we've not built our team on the wider level. And that is why most of the time we talk about building wide as your first start in building a strong business structure. But what does it mean to build wide? Simply put, wide equals to personal sponsoring. But now we also developed a standard and aggressively worked on it this year with a leader that you're going to hear also this morning from. And we said we cannot talk about personal sponsoring without discussing about the 3 in 30. So the Conquerors team, international, we're talking about, for us to say we have sponsored, then we need to talk about having a 3 in 30 as our standard for us to move from the point we are into the next level. That is key. So personal sponsoring for you simply means every month we need to say we sponsor 3 people. Because if we sponsor 3 people, we're likely to get a business builder from there. And I would like you to see the value of the 3 in 30 as it is, as simple as it is, as a way to generating or to developing new business builders, because a business builder is somebody that is sponsoring. We're showing and they are doing what you're doing. So what do I mean? I was also able to draw a simple thing here, what it really means without complicating it. What does it mean to build wide? Simply me put, you are here, you've written your 6,000 out of 10,000, and we're talking about building other people wide, and that is what it means to build a stable business. But it's not about you building wide. It's about going now to number 2, the number 1 that we discussed, and they are also activating their 3 in 30 mode every month. And number 2 is also doing the same. Number 3 is also doing the same. Number 4 is doing the same. Number 5 is doing the same. And that is what we mean by duplicating yourself as the process comes from here, going downwards, and then it changes to the kind of network that I'm illustrating for you to take it from where it is to the next level. So team, now you have something to work on. We want to move forward by building a strong business. And a strong business has to do with generating volume that will trigger consistency, and that volume is going to come by building your business deep and wide and developing leaders, and that means massive sponsoring, massive development, and that can only start by thinking 3 in 30 all along and developing managers below in your business. And that is very key, because if you simply worked it out and you say, how do I become to help somebody to become a manager? Let's say we have done our 3 in 30. Somebody has done their 3 in 30. We said we need to come from the 100 narrative or conversation. They do 130, 130, 130, and you're 130. That person has already gone to 520 PVs. Easy. We said as we go there, then you're duplicating ourselves. Somebody is moving to a senior manager. What do? They also activate the 3 in 30, and one person becomes a manager. They still do their 3 in 30, doing their 130, and straight away that takes them to 1,000 to 1,000 to 1,000 points. And then we're duplicating. You simply pick your A person who was a manager, you show them to do their 3 in 30, they become a senior manager. 2 of the people that you had who did their 130, they do the same. They become a manager, and you do the same, you are 3 in 30, and there you are doing your 2,000 QPV, an executive manager. But let me tell you, the money is not on the 2,000. The money is on the increased volume to 3,000. And then from there, then automatically you duplicate that process. You activate a times 2, the times 2 power, and then you're taking it to a 6,000. From the 6,000, you activate a times 2, each doing 2 times what you tell them to do. Then you are talking about a 12,000 business, and we're talking about earning an income of 100 to beyond 120,000 by simply working on the business as such. So the money is not on what the compensation plan says, it is doing more than what it says. Team, I believe in each one of you, and I believe that you're going to do an incredible business, and I believe you have what it takes. And let me tell you, team, day I said I will not just have a session, I also talked to my leader, who I've had the privilege of working with for the last 1 year. And I'm telling you, East Africa has never had it so good. This is somebody I treasure. I've developed so much love for, because of the love he has for East Africa. And when I told him that I'm going to talk to this team from the Conquerors International team, he said, although it is 1 hour early in South Africa, then he is also going to make a sacrifice to come and close this meeting for us. I've not even told Gishuki about it. And without much ado, I would like to bring on now our Vice President of Field Development and Marketing for South Africa and East Africa to tell us something. Drew, please, thank you so much for agreeing to my quick call for you to talk to this team. And it is a section of quite a number of them, but ideally it is. Let me see. I need to unmute you now.
I'm good. I'm muted.
You
There
are
we go.
muted now. So
Yeah.
do please talk to the Congress International team. There are other teams included in it with under the leadership of Fred Gishuki. Please talk to them.
Well, good morning, Fred. How are you this morning?
Very well, thank you. And sorry I had to wake you up at 7 a.m.
No problem. I'm having my morning coffee with my wife, and this is a lovely,
Super.
lovely thing to be doing. Good morning to you, and good morning, team. Good morning to Fred Gachuki. It's a surprise to you too. But it's great to have this opportunity to connect with you just quickly. Fred, I was listening to your session, and we call Fred Mr. Structure for a reason. There, Mr. Gachuki is. How are you, my friend?
Very good, very good. Excited to see you on the call. This is
Oh
a
man, I'm
pleasant
excited to be
surprise.
here. I'm excited to be here. And thank you for having me this morning. And I believe we're talking to a group of senior managers and a group of managers that are our special guests this morning. Is that correct?
Very true.
Correct.
We have some leaders, Jackie Kio and Patricia Mwangi, who also are here. They're directors in the business.
Jackie and Patricia, fantastic. That is awesome. I'm just looking for their names. Okay, that's great. Um, you know, being a senior manager, or let's start with manager. Being a manager is such an important position in this business because that is where you've taken your first step. Yeah, and that is so important to us because you've joined Near Life for a reason. You've joined, you want to achieve something, and it's very important to us that you move from where you are to where you want to be, that you get closer to that dream, you get closer to that goal. And manager is a very first step in the very first taste of success in Near Life. And then we go to senior manager. Now, senior manager, I really believe is when you take that senior manager step, that shows us your intent to become a director. Your intent to become a director. And what is very important is we all have goals and dreams for our business, for our lives. And if your goal is up here, you got to make sure that your commitment to your business, the time you commit to your business, your dedication to your business, the skills that you develop for your business match the goal that you have set for your business. That's very important because very often we see people come in with a goal and a dream that is up here, but they bring in a commitment level down here. They do the business when they feel like doing it. When things get difficult, they stop doing it for a little while. And this is what I call the gap of disappointment. If your goal is bigger than your commitment to your near life business, you're always going to be disappointed. And so the first thing I want to encourage you to do is get committed. Now, there's a little saying that if you want to learn how to swim, you can't read a book on the side of the pool and learn how to swim. You have to get in the water. You have to get committed if you want to learn how to swim. And it's the same with this business. You only succeed when you are 110% committed. And so let's spend 2 minutes talking about goals. And I wish I was with you in person. I'd love to go around the room and hear what your goal is for your business. But I want you to set a big, exciting goal for your business because it's important to know that the compensation plan that Fred just went through, you can achieve any goal or dream that you set yourself through this compensation plan. So you might as well set yourself a big, exciting goal. And your goal needs to be three things. Number one, it needs to be motivating. It needs to be motivating to you because your business requires you to be consistent every single day, every single week, every single month. And I know some mornings you're going to wake up. Maybe this morning was one of those mornings, and you thought, man, I want to stay in bed. Man, I want to spend time with my kids and my wife. I want to, I want to go to the park. I want to go shopping. I don't feel like getting on this call, but you got on the call anyway because you are motivated to succeed. Some mornings you're going to wake up not feeling like doing the work, but if your goal is motivating enough, you're going to do it anyway. Because in dear life, your success doesn't care how you feel in the morning. Your success cares about the action that you take every single day. And so, what are the actions that we got to do? We got to, daily. Your people often say, Drew, you talk about activity. What do you have to do? Daily, let's keep it very simple. Daily, you have to be adding people to your name list. Every day, you have to be adding 3, 4, or 5 new people to your name list. And that means you have to go out and meet new people every single day, whether that's in person or online. You have to figure out a strategy to meet new people because when you run out of people to talk to, you will run out of business. The second thing you have to do every day is you have to be following up with people that you have presented to, following up with prospects that might have bought the product, prospects that have attended an opportunity presentation. Those are the 2 things you do every day. Meet new people in person or online and follow up with the prospects. What do you do every week? Every week, you attend multiple opportunity presentations. And I recommend you do this in person and online. Make sure that not all the presentations are online. You've got to be doing some presentations in person, some presentations online. And at every one of those presentations, you are there. But even just as important, at every one of those presentations, you are there with guests. You are there with guests that can see the opportunity. And when you attend the presentation, if Mr. Gachuki says, who's got a product story? Who's got an opportunity story? I want you to put your hand up and I want you to be able to share your opportunity or your business story at these presentations. So make sure that your goal is motivating enough so that you get up and you do the work every single day, every single week. Number 2, make sure your goal is strong enough because you will get disappointed. Some of those people that attend the presentations, they will say no. Some people that you meet will say, you know what, I don't want to hear about an opportunity. Some people will say that they're going to join your business, and guess what? They stop taking your calls. We have these disappointments in our business, and that's okay. Success requires you to have failures and disappointments. But if your goal is not strong, you will quit. And in this business, you will fail many, many times. You will make mistakes many, many times. But you only truly fail when you quit. And so every time you get disappointed, is your goal, this is a question I'm asking you, is your goal strong enough to get you back up so that you can continue? And when you get back up stronger, wiser, more resilient, more skillful, and you continue stronger than you were before. And the third thing is your goal exciting enough? Why does your goal need to be exciting? For the exact same reason that Fred just spoke about. Your business requires people. I'm not really that interested in senior managers that do 1,000 personal PV because I know that's risky business. That 1,000 personal PV can become 500 personal PV very easily. Success in near life, there's a little statement, and I'm going to say this twice. Success in near life requires a large group of people doing a few simple activities every single month. Okay? Success in near life requires a large group of people doing a few simple activities every single month. So it's not one person doing a huge amount of PV. That's not true success in near life because you don't have the legs, you don't have the structure that Fred spoke about. And so what are the simple activities that a business builder does every month? Number 1, they do their 3 and 30. Or no, let's go a step back. Number 1, they do their 100 points minimum. That can be 250 points, that can be more, but 100 points minimum. That's the first thing that they do through their personal product usage and products that they sell to customers. The second thing they do is they do their 3 and 30. And they can do their 3 and 30 because they are meeting people every day, they're presenting to people every week, and every day they follow up with the people that they present to. And so they present to at least 20 to 30 people every single month so that they can do their 3 and 30. And we're really seeing this 3 and 30 incentive work around Africa. Because if you run for 3 people, some months you're going to achieve your 3 and 30 and you're going to get recognized, which is great. And you've added 3 new people to your business. But if you're only running to sign up 1 person a month, some months you're going to fail and you'll get 0. So if you're running for 3, some months you'll get 3, some months you'll get 2, some months you'll get 1, but it's a positive month. regardless. But I know this, out of 3 people, you are increasing the probability of finding one good one that will do their 100 points and the 3 and 30 for the rest of time. And so your business requires people. If you have 60 people in your business, each doing 100 points, that's a 6,000 point business. That is a really solid business that I know will qualify month after month. So to our managers and our senior managers, this is just the summary of my message. You're on the right path. You're with the right company. It's very important that you get committed to your business and you do the work. And that my challenge to you is you attend Impact Summit in Dar es Salaam in October, the 12th of October, as a director. Why as a director? Because a director is when you start activating all the areas of income in this business. And if you're in this business to make money, you're going to have to become a director. So you've got May, June, July, August, September. That's 5 months. From manager or senior manager to director in the next 5 months, absolutely possible if you and your team commit to doing a 3 and 30 every single month. And I look forward to recognizing you on stage at Dar es Salaam Impact Summit as a new director who stepped up this year. And then you lay the foundation and the platform to attend leadership school with Fred and myself and a number of other leaders. And so there's such an exciting future for you. But Fred, are the people online, are they all from Kenya right now?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so we're talking to a Kenyan group, which is great. Good things are happening in Kenya. The Kenyan PV has significantly increased over the last 6 months, 12 months. Our sponsoring has rapidly gone up. Our business is growing in Kenya. And when we have business growth, what does that what does that cause? That causes a leadership vacuum. Okay, it causes a leadership vacuum, which means that Fred KASIA and Fred Kachuki and the other leaders in Kenya are actively looking for people to step up. People who say, hey, I want to be a future leader in your life. I'm going to become an Emerald director. I'm going to work to becoming a world team member. I'm going to play a role of leadership in Kenya. And so we're actively looking for people who are committed to growing their business, who are going to get serious, and that are going to become world team members in your life and going to step up onto the leadership team. The time is now. Everything is in place. Unfortunately, Mr. Fred Kachuki and all the other wonderful leaders, they can't succeed for you, but they can support you in your success. You're going to have to go out and do the work, make the mistakes, get back up, continue. But what I know for sure is it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter your education, your background. You can succeed in your life. You're with the right company. You're in the right place. And man, I can't wait to celebrate your success. So the two Freds, Mr. Kachuki, Mr. KASIA, thank you for having me on the line with your team this morning. And to the 25 people that have joined us, I just pray massive success for your business. You are absolutely worthy of success. I often talk about this. I believe this. This is what my father taught me. The Lord put you on this earth to be blessed. Because when you are blessed, you can go out and be a blessing to others. And Jeremiah 29, verse 11 says, for he has a plan to prosper you and not harm you, plan to give you hope and a future. And I believe you're going to find that future in your life. So God bless you all. Thanks, team.
Well, thank you so much, Drew, for dialing in to talk to this incredible team. And let me tell you, I believe from this one session that we're going to have the next, all the managers in this call. We're going to make a follow-up to ensure this month they all qualify as senior managers. And with all the senior managers we have in this call, we believe we are going to have all of them stepping up to executive managers this month. And I know we've given them 5 months, but at the end of this month, we're looking now who are the 4 executive managers that will have already qualified. And then Drew and myself will have a special talk with them at the conclusion of this meeting, this month, And I'm sure in the month of June, we're going to have brand new directors from this group. Thank you so
Amen.
much.
Very true.
Amen.
Very true.
Just one challenge I want to set you. The first one is become a director before Impact Summit. The second one, hey JJ, is
Hi.
is go and share your goals with Patricia or Fred. I want to know why you're building this business. If you're doing it for your children, maybe it's the education, maybe you're doing it to build yourself a home. Maybe you're doing it because you want to travel the world. And if you take your foot off the gas and stop doing these daily activities, they're going to say to you, are your kids no longer important to you? Have you given up traveling the world? Have you given up building that dream home? Make sure your goal is so strong that you are anchored in this business. So the second challenge is go and share your goal for your business with your upline leader, and they're going to hold you accountable. JJ. Fred has the cutest son, by the way.
Wow, wow, wow.
Famous.
This is the new generation coming up.
The new generation. Yeah, by JJ, very soon you're going to be drawing structures. I know that.
So
All right,
much.
guys. God bless you all. Have a great meeting.
Thank you,
You
sir.
too.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir. We appreciate. We've learned a lot.
Thank you.
So guys, there you have it. Very exciting sessions. I know we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot from this, and there's not much to add. They've said it all. I can see some reactions here on the chat. Charles, thank you so much. Patricia, thank you so much. That was a powerful session. Let's go out. Let's make it happen. Let us take what Fred has shared. I didn't even know Drew was going to be part of this call. That was a pleasant surprise. But let us take what we have learned today and put it to action. And I can tell you for a fact that it's all about the activities that you do on a daily basis. Make your activities massive. And I know Patricia is on the call. Patricia, can you be able to unmute yourself? She wanted just to say a word, a parting shot to the team. Sorry, hang on a minute, Patricia. I'm just making you a co-host so that you can be able to say something to this great team. This is the first of many meetings that you're going to have with the leadership of the company, but I'm alive to the targets we have been given. We need to show results. We need to make it happen, and that will determine. Hang on, I think Fred dropped off by mistake. So Patricia.
Can you see me? Can I be seen and heard? I think so.
Yes, you can.
Yes. Thank you. Good morning, great team. It was nice to have you on this call. You know, the beauty with Neolife is the support that we get. You're in this business for yourself, so those big goals are very important. And we congratulate everybody who has joined us, because it's not easy. I mean, it's so easy to be doing other things and not to commit to this training. And yet we've taken the time to be in this training. It shows that we want bigger things in life. And I like the fact that Drew joined us. That was quite a surprise. And Fred took time. And you see what I love about this business? It's family friendly. Even Fred's son joined us for the business session. And I always say, when you see children joining a session and they're excited, it shows in a way that even that child believes that we can make it. So Fred KASIA, of course, we're always very, very grateful to you. Fred Gishuki, I mean, you're amazing. And all the great leaders we've had on this team. We've had Jackie join us. We've had Purity, Bernadette, Bernice, Charles, Doreen, Lizzie, Grace, Jomo, Joyce, Lydia, Raphael, Rose, Roslyn, Rosemary, Saida, Salome. Samsung, I've always wanted to know your name. Please tell us who you are. And Turu. That you've been on this call is a great commitment to your future. And it's interesting how Drew has challenged all of us who are not directors yet, that by the time we are going to Impact Summit, meaning you have no option. We don't want to hear anybody saying that they're not coming for the Impact Summit. Take your leave days, find the money, because you cannot be a director and we're not recognizing you in Impact Summit. We need that by the end of that day, literally our voices are going hoarse, because everybody on this call, minimum, the ones who are not directors, minimum, you need to be a director by the time you're coming to Impact Summit. Have it in your mind, pray about it, have it in your self-talk, have it in your visualization. See the outfit you're going to be wearing when we are recognizing you. See us screaming and clapping and escorting you to stage. That's the challenge. Of course, it takes massive action, as Fred KASIA has shared with us, as Drew has shared with us, and we begin now. After this session, let's do what we have been encouraged, that daily activity plan. And friends, our time business, when I have time, I'm going to do this business. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes I challenge myself and even challenge the team. If you had a job, let me tell you, if you had a job, would your job go into your feelings? Your feelings go into your job? No, 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 no. No matter how busy we are, let's commit that time, that from this hour to this hour, I am doing my new life business. And then after that, family commitments, social commitments, whatever other commitments we have, we do. Because what I also love about Neo Life is that it teaches you to have a balanced approach. But let's put time aside to do our business. And let me tell you, friends, that 1 to 2 hours a day for the ones who are part-time that you commit to doing this business will translate into a huge business by the time we go to Impact Summit. By the time the year ends, we'll be so excited. We'll be so excited because of the commitment we made to this business. So I thank you all for joining. We thank God for this opportunity, for the Neolife staff, for the Neolife colleagues who have committed to help us succeed. That's it for now. I hand back to you, Fred. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic, Patricia. I cannot add anything else. Everything has been said. Let us work with the events which are coming up with the company. We have Machakos coming up. We have Kitengela coming up. We have quite a number of events which have been planned for this month. We also have our weekly events. We have our training every Monday, a BOP at Phoenix House. Then we do have, I'm not sure where Jackie trains, but I know with our team, we normally meet at Victor House, but I know Jackie has her cycle training at Phoenix House with Judy Njeru's team. Let us commit to these particular trainings and let us invite. You've heard Drew McDermid, what Drew has said. But then for your information, Drew was a distributor and he was brought up. The dad is a 4-diamond director. The dad is somebody who from this business earns more than 10 million a month. And he has a 5-diamond director under him. Can you imagine? So the dad is a man that I've met. I've had coffee with him severally. And he's a man who owns properties in all the continents of the world. Can you imagine? Beach properties. He's a very, very wealthy man. And all that has come from Neolife International. And Drew McDermid became a distributor, got the disappointments, and just like all of us. And he rose up to become a 3 Ruby director in the business. And then later he joined the company as an employee, as a vice president. So he knows what he's talking about when he talks about getting 3 to 5 names every day doing 3 one-on-ones every day. He knows what he's talking about. He's not just speaking theory, and he knows what it takes to build this business. Contacting people every day, 10 people every day, doing your follow-ups on a daily basis. And I like what Patricia shared one time when you had a training. She shared that you need to come up with a timetable for your business. The same way we had a timetable, and the kids, those who excelled in school, had their own timetables and their study plans, how they were going to study. And we need to go back there with our business. Set a timetable for your business. When are you doing your business this week? Don't do it haphazardly, though. You'll forget talking to your customers. You'll forget talking to your distributors. You'll deliver one CalMag, one omega-3, and you feel like you've already worked because you made some profit. That is not the business. Remember what Drew has said. A large number of people doing small activities on a daily basis. You need to sponsor. You need to keep the main thing the main thing. And that will not happen unless you are organized and you stick to you are disciplined in how you approach your business. So you say on Monday, if you're employed, set your timetable and say, Monday morning before I report to work, I'll talk to one person. Lunchtime, I'll talk to 3 people. In the evening, I'll see one person, deliver some products, do a demonstration. Set your timetable how you're going to work your business and utilize your free time to build your business. And next week, we'll be having a guest speaker who is coming to talk to us on Tuesday. She's a lady in my team, and this lady became a director in 4 months. She became our team member in 9 months, and she was working from 7 a.m., from 8 a.m. in the morning to about 6, 7 p.m. in the evening. And she set a timetable, and every morning she was talking to people. Lunchtime, she was talking to people. In the evening, she was talking to people. Amidst meeting, because she was a supervisor, she would hide in the toilet and make 1 or 2 calls. And in 4 months, she was a director. In 9 months, she was a world team member. So that truly convinces me that regardless of your situation, regardless of how busy you are, if you're intentional about this business, if you commit yourself, you set your timetable, definitely you'll be able to take the right actions which will lead you to the right results. So we are going to stop there. Thank you all for zooming in, and I truly appreciate and congratulate you for your commitment to start out to get onto this platform. And I know that together we are going to make it happen, and we are going to even exceed the targets that Fred, KASIA, and Drew McDERMID have set for us. And I know the sky is not the limit for this team. We are going places, and let's go together. Thank you all. God bless you, and have a blessed Saturday ahead of you. Bye-bye.